Hey, this is Chad Nesbitt with Skyline News, and I hate not being able to see you good people on the left-hand side of my screen over here. We're having to record these things now because Facebook has shut down our lives, and hopefully we about got that worked out there, but we are trying to transfer everybody. We basically want to get away from Facebook. We want to get away from it altogether, but we're going to do it slowly, and we are going into Instagram and True Social, and certainly hope you guys will follow us over to that for all live coverage, from traffic accidents to, God forbid, a murder or something like that we cover out here live. So I certainly hope that you follow us on Instagram, follow us on True Social, and follow us on Rumble. Okay? Now let's get to the story of the week here, and that has to do with this guy right here. His name is Jeff Worley. He is he's one of the Republican candidates for sheriff here in Buncombe County. He is running against a guy named Ben Jaramillo. The Republican primary is this Tuesday. And, well, I tell you, Jeff has been avoiding Skyline, and we kept wanting to know why he's been avoiding Skyline, and he didn't want to do a debate with Ben Jaramillo, and we kept wondering, why is this guy avoiding us? Why will he not answer any of our questions? And could it be that it was because of these sex parties or sex toy parties that he has? He's part of a sex toy party thing that sells sex toys to people, and they have them in strip bars, they have them at people's homes, they have them at different locations throughout North Carolina, and there's an online store for this as well. But that's where he works at, and one of our questions was, why didn't you put that on your resume? You had that you were a highway patrolman, that you were other things in law enforcement, but you didn't put this. And why? After we started checking into this, someone came forward with information of these alleged pictures of Worley sending, I hate to say this, but naked pictures of your midsection, your genitalia, to women. He was allegedly 6 of these women that he was talking to. They've even put up his campaign kickoff on one of these things here, and this has gotten out here. So let me come over to show you what happened over on Facebook. We wrote a story about it, and they quit publishing it, or not publishing it, but they quit putting it out there where it shows up on people's feed. And right there it is. It says, our standards on nudity or sexual activity. It goes against our community standards. And see where it says sexually explicit language. Let me come back to you. I can tell you right now, we did everything we could to make what was truly X-rated a PG or PG-13 story. You hadn't seen the tip of it, really. It is the language and the pictures were so bad that there was a lot we just could not show here on Facebook, and the ones that we did, we didn't. We just linked the story back to SkylineNewsOnline.com, and you can go there and see that story. That's our website. We're not going to take it down. You can still see it. SkylineNewsOnline.com. The allegations toward Jeff Worley were something else, and there's more coming, and our reporters are looking into it. We've got one allegation that we need to get at least 2 more sources to tell us the same thing and corroborate it, and the other 2 allegations we're trying to figure out how to show that and not get taken down like we have here. We've asked Jeff Worley. We did get a response tonight from his campaign manager, Sandra Engel, on one particular allegation, and we're trying to accommodate some things for Miss Engel and Mr. Jeff Worley. We have asked for a interview, and we wanted to show him what these allegations are, show him the videos and in person, and get him on camera, and they won't do that, and I don't know why. You can kind of imagine why, but I guess he doesn't want to see this reaction of when he sees this type stuff, these allegations. But anyway, he's running for office, and we'll see. Now, this guy, Van Duncan, he was former sheriff of Buncombe County. He was here for 12 years. He was a Democrat, and toward the end of his reign, he decided to become an independent and leave the Democrat Party. Matter of fact, we did an interview with him as to why, and he said it was some things that Eric Holder had to say, and we broke that news the night that Quentin Miller was out at the Lester Community Center, and Quentin Miller is our current sheriff here in Buncombe County, and we broke the news to him that Van Duncan was leaving, and Quentin, let me come back to you. We broke that news that Van Duncan was leaving the Democrat Party, and Quentin Miller wanted to know why, and Van had said that it was because of Eric Holder, and the statements that Eric Holder had to say, and Quentin Miller did not know who Eric Holder was. And of course, that was one of the former U.S. attorneys, federal U.S. attorneys here in the United States. But Van Duncan had some choice words for me and Skyline, and let me see if I can find it for you. I believe this is it right here. He put this under our post of that story. Now, I want you to remember that Van Duncan endorsed Jeff Worley, okay? He endorsed him for running out here. But he says, question for Chad Nesbitt. It says Jack Duncan, but that's Van. And his real name is Jack Duncan, and his middle name is Van. But question for Chad Nesbitt, what in the world possessed you to do what you did today? And he is talking about us, Skyline, putting out this report about Jeff Worley. He said, you published a person's private messages that could only have been obtained illegally. The person who obtained these illegally, and yes, everyone knows who you are, and he's calling out our source. And he doesn't even know who our source is, but he says, yes, we know. It says, yes, I'm sorry, this person who obtained these illegally, and yes, everyone knows who you are. You did so without the permission or knowledge. I think that makes you guilty of a Class H felony under General Statute 14190.5. Now let me come back to you. Van Duncan, shame on you. Shame on you. How double damn dare you go out here and attack a source who was actually a victim? How dare you do that to a source that did nothing but pretty much what they can do under that same statute that you just listed there? All of us in the news media know what that statute is, and we use it all the time. Sources are the same way. There's no malice against Jeff Worley by this source or this news reporting agency. But it's just amazing to me to see someone like yourself, Van Duncan, who the real reason that you're upset is because you endorsed an alleged pervert. That's why you're upset. Let me show you the real law. This is the exceptions to 14190.5. Disclosures made in the public interest. See right there on number 2? This is the exemption to that law. If you're making disclosures made in the public interest. It even goes on and talks about including but not limited to the reporting of unlawful conduct or the lawful and common practices of law enforcement, criminal reporting, legal proceedings, medical treatment, and scientific or educational activities. But the main one up there is disclosures made in the public interest. Van Duncan, Jeff Worley is a public figure. Jeff Worley is running for public office. Thus, what was sent to us here at Skyline News is in the interest of the public. This source is completely okay, this source doesn't have anything to worry about. And for you, a former law enforcement officer, to try to scare a victim that saw some things on there that nobody should see, that's shameful. That's shameful on your part. Now, I want to tell you something here. I got into the news business 5 years ago, and I got into it simply because I saw the biasm and the bias, I guess you could say, in the news media. You've got the Citizen Times here. You've got WLOS here. You know which way they're leaning because you can see it in their reporting. And you can also see it in how they don't report certain things that are out here. We don't play that game here at Skyline News. If somebody's got something about and want to talk about the Republicans and they see and it's a real story, we're going to air it. If it's something about the Democrats and it's a real story, we're going to air it. I may have my own personal conservative opinions about certain things, but our reporting is non-biased, fair, and balanced. It always has been. And if the Van Duncans of the world out here don't like that, you can kiss my ass. Literally, because we're sick and damn tired of the news media spreading lies and false information when they should be out here doing what they're supposed to be doing, and that is excellence in journalism, and that's exactly what Skyline News is.